15 deadly poisonous plants you might have at home. Aconitum. The Aconitum napellus, or also known as monkshood, devil's helmet, or wolfsbane, is a toxic plant usually grown for its beautiful blue-purple flowers. While it does belong to the buttercup family, there is nothing sweet or nice about it. In battles, Aconitum was applied on arrows and spears. In ancient Rome it was used as a method of execution. It was even considered to repel werewolves, hence the name wolfsbane. When it comes to toxicity, the most dangerous toxin found in Aconitum is aconitine, and it can cause both neurological and cardiovascular issues. Simply touching its flowers can numb your fingertips. A few drops of juice from this deadly flower's roots and you have some heart failure and cardiac muscles paralysis to deal with, if you have the time, of course. Belladonna. The Belladonna means beautiful woman in Italian, but you knew that probably. Here are other interesting facts about this poisonous flower. Belladonna. This flowering plant is part of the Solanaceae family. This is probably the reason why Belladonna's flowers look similar to the vegetables ones. With all these highly toxic compounds, one might wonder why deadly nightshade was and is still being used by people. When it comes to toxicity, Belladonna is one of the most toxic plants known, and it contains tropane alkaloids, known to cause delirium and hallucination. The deadly part of the name comes from atropine, as it can disrupt the body's ability to regulate breathing, sweating and heart rate. Brugmansia. Brugmansia contains alkaloids that you do not want to ingest or touch. Even if the toxins of this plant, scopolamine, atropine, and hyoscyamine, found excellent uses in medicine and pharmacology. The use of any plant's parts can be deadly without a doctor's supervision. The symptoms of Brugmansia intoxications include confusion, tremors, poor coordination, hallucinations, delusions, dilated pupils, and can also lead to death. Lily of the Valley. The lily of the valley is a perennial flowering plant that spreads underground like other bulb-type flowers such as the tulip and daffodil. They are about 2 feet tall when fully grown, with dozens of sweet-smelling, bell-shaped flowers and berries in the late spring and summer. The lily of the valley is a toxic plant that needs to be treated like any other poisonous substance around pets and children because it can be fatal to whoever consumes any part of the plant, roots, flowers, or berries within hours if treatment is not given right away. Lily of the valley is a deadly flower on the poison scale. It acts through the cardiac glycosides, which create a similar effect with the digitalis exposure, meaning that this delicate, gorgeous, tantalizing flower is also one of the deadliest killer plants in existence. The whole plant has toxic levels of cardiac glycosides, but the bulbs are the most dangerous, causing serious life-threatening symptoms within hours of consumption. Almost 40 different cardiac glycosides have been isolated within the lily of the valley. As if that is not bad enough, this lily also contains saponins, which are other properties that are toxic to dogs, cats, and children if they are eaten. Oleander. Oleander is an evergreen shrub or small tree that is prized by home gardeners for its showy, funnel-shaped blooms. Oleanders are fast-growing and easy to care for, which makes them an appealing landscape plant. Oleander plants contain several toxic elements, including cardiac glycosides, saponins, digitoxygenin, oleandrin, oleandroside, nereoside and other unknown toxins. These poisons are found in all parts of the oleander plant and are toxic whether the plant parts are dried or green. Ingestion of any part of the oleander plant can lead to serious illness and possibly death. Oleander plant parts can result in a variety of symptoms ranging from moderate to severe or fatal. These include skin rash, blurred vision, visual disturbances such as halos, diarrhea, nausea, stomach pain, vomiting, loss of appetite, irregular or slowed heartbeat, weakness, low blood pressure, confusion, dizziness, headache, fainting, depression, drowsiness, or lethargy. Symptoms such as depression, loss of appetite, and halos in the vision are typically only present in cases of chronic or severe poisonings. Foxglove digitalis. The foxgloves are tall, flowering biennials that grow well in a spot with dry shade. They bloom with multiple tubular, often freckled, flowers that form on a spike in colors ranging from purple to white. But they are among the most toxic specimens commonly grown on the landscape. It's so beautiful but deadly flower that comes in vivid nuances of purple, pink and also pure white. Digitalis have also earned some interesting names like dead man's bells and witch's gloves. Don't let the pretty colors fool you. These bell-shaped blooms and their berries entice kids, but contain a compound used for treating heart failure. Hydrangea. The Hydrangea Hortensis is a medium-sized bush with gorgeous blossoms. It's a perennial decorative plant which blooms every year from spring until autumn with large, ball-shaped flowers that reach 30 centimeters in diameter. Hydrangea's petals are long-lasting and, most often, come in pink, whereas some sorts are white, red and blue colored. Depending on the pH contents of the soil, the color of the hortensis changes from blue as low pH, through pale neutral pH, and purple as high pH. Unfortunately, all parts of the plant contain cyanide, one of the deadliest poisons known to man. On the positive side, they contain low amounts of it. Hydrangeas are moderately toxic for pets if ingested, same as the deal with children. Symptoms: vomiting, heavy breathing, lethargy, stomach ache and coma in the worst cases. Daffodils. The daffodils are one of the first plants that blossom in your garden without fear of the late spring frost. Daffodil belongs to the Amaryllidaceae family. It comprises of 60 varieties, originating from the moderate climate regions of Central and Western Europe, West Asia and North Africa. Many sorts are highly valued as decorative flowers. The bulbs are the most poisonous part of these so-called friendly flowers, so you might think twice about planting them if you have a dog who likes to dig. Ingesting too much could cause vomiting, diarrhea, convulsions, tremors, and cardiac arrhythmia. Philodendron. The philodendron plant originated from the rainforests of tropical Central and South America. This plant can cope with low light conditions but prefers bright, indirect light. An indoor philodendron plant requires space to grow well since this plant can grow 3 feet tall, and its width can be near twice its height. It's an evergreen plant, which is sometimes called a green tree, or just a weeping tree, since when the air humidity increases, large water drops form on the leaf edges and drip down. In its natural habitat, the monstera is a strong vine plant with swift green stems that look like snakes. Its poisonous contents have undergone as many researches as the results received from them. Humans are highly resistant to the levels of oxalate in the plant, and a fatal end is highly unlikely. Digesting parts of the plant can lead to salivation, mouth burning and tongue swelling in some cases. As far as pets are concerned, science cannot say with an absolute certainty whether philodendron leads to fatal poisonings. In any case, be protective of your pets and don't let them eat the plant, just to be on the safe side. Symptoms: intense salivation, mouth burning and tongue swelling. Rhododendron. The rhododendron belongs to the same family as blueberries and azalea. It's grown in thousands of different shapes and reaches up to 5 meters in height. There are both evergreen and deciduous sorts, all of them having oval leathery leaves. They bloom in April and May for around 3 to 4 weeks in different colors: red, violet, white, pink, yellow and blue, as well as in different combinations of those. All parts of the plant including the nectar contain grayanotoxins. Most poisoning occurs in the winter months because the leaves are generally evergreen and are attractive to animals when other forages are scarce. Animals eating approximately 0.2% of their body weight of leaves are likely to develop signs of poisoning. Symptoms: vomiting, nausea, difficult breathing, prostration and coma. Desert rose. The desert rose, or also known as adenium, is an extremely interesting plant with a peculiar shape. The representatives of its family belong to the tree-like succulents. The cultivated ones are quite picky when it comes to living conditions. Not only that, but they also happen to contain one of the deadliest poisons known to man. It is said that African tribes dip their arrows before a hunt in the extracted toxic sap of the flower. A single arrow can kill an elephant after several hours. The toxin here is wabain, a cardiac glycoside, which causes vomiting, diarrhea, mouth and throat blisters, drooling and intestinal pain. The symptoms: malaise, dizziness, vomiting and nausea. Elephant ear. Caladium, they call it the elephant ear, is a beauteous plant with intricate leaf colors. Its basic shades are red, pink, white and green. You can stumble upon different color and pattern combinations across the flower stores. The birthplace of Caladium are the tropical forests of South America. It's a grass plant with decorative sharp, heart-shaped leaves. Caladium never reaches more than 30 centimeters in height. Normally, the leaves have green edges, whereas the middles where the extra color appears. Elephant ear contains calcium oxalate crystals, which causes injury when chewed. Symptoms are vomiting, drooling, swelling tongue and oral cavity as a whole, which can lead to breathing difficulties. Water hemlock. Water hemlock is one of the most toxic plants in nature. Infamously, Socrates' sentence to death was executed by him ingesting hemlock. It's not a decorative plant you will sow in your garden, but it's a widespread weed. It can easily be confused with a blooming carrot, as it looks and smells harmless enough. If you do spot it in your garden, pull it up using gloves. The stalk of the plant is full of multiple small tubular hollows that are filled with highly toxic brownish liquid. Even a small amount of its toxic ingredient can poison livestock or humans. Cicutoxin is a palatable cause of convulsions and attacks the central nervous system directly. Severe poisoning on the plant can lead to seizures and, subsequently, death. The symptoms: fatal outcome with violent and painful seizures. Ficus. Ficus is a preferred decorative plant, mainly because of its beautiful and thick, tree-like crown, which you can easily form with a bit of care and perseverance. In warmer climates, the ficus can easily thrive on the outside, too. The birthplace of the pretty boy is Southeast Asia and Australia. They easily thrive at home environment, and that poses a danger for children and pets, since the plant is toxic. Yet, it's not as severe as other poisonous plants. All of the ficus plants are evergreen trees or bushes, with small, shiny leaves which can be either plain green or dark green, motley different combinations of green, dark green, white and even gray, smooth or curly, with pointy ends. Domesticated house plants can reach up to 3 to 4 meters, whereas in nature, the ficus tree can grow higher than 20 meters. Symptoms: rashes, itching and stomach ache. Aloe. Aloe is a succulent plant species, which includes around 180 varieties in its family, which are native to South Africa. Aloe is widely used in medicine and in textile industry. Several types are decorative and are grown in home. Its leaves are thick and juicy, a bitter gel is extracted from it. The juice has an antibacterial effect and soothes burned skin. Aloe have a yellowish toxic substance, however, covers the gel and it's highly toxic. Symptoms: tremors, depression, stomach disorders.